All right, family meeting, humanity, gather around. What's going on with us? Why do we all have seemingly such a hard time with other, with different? Oh, you're not like me? Why are they like that? They believe what? Is it possible? Is it possible that we here in our little meaty meat suits, I heard someone talk about how we're just like all like pumps and valves. Is it possible that us with our pumps and valves and our meat suit and our skin sack, whatever you want to call it, that the thinking, I'm pointing here because this is where we believe the thinking to be happening, but we don't really know for sure. Science actually is looking at the possibility that our stomachs are actually the main operating system of the meat suit, which would make sense because how are we fueling our meat suit? Well, with whatever we put in, and then whatever we put in goes down one of our little tubies to a different pumpy thing, and then the divine intelligence within us is like, here's what we do, fam. Poop here, pee there. So there's like that level of inner knowing, the operational inner knowing. What about the inner knowing, humanity fam? What about that inner knowing that's like, hey, I recognize you as a human being, and then it just it's like, hey, you're a human, and therefore respect, because you, like me and him and her and them, are a gosh darn miracle made of stardust. But instead of living in that place, we live in the fear place, survival wiring that we haven't moved past. It's like me, mine, myself, my family, my people. You, not you and yours, is me. And I've felt that way for a really long time. Since I was a kid, since I was a wee little baby, my parents did not get along. And I grew up around a ton of fighting. Even after they finally decided to divorce, I'm an only child. So it was like the fighting, and then even after they divorced, still fighting continued, like from states away, through the phone. Because even in that situation, right? Like family, I'll get emotional. I am getting emotional. It became like an us and a them. And I'm going to be 44 in February. There's pretty much never been a day that's gone by that I haven't woken up and at some point in the day been like, man, like, why don't we love more? And I find myself throughout the day, and the answer to why is because it's hard. Because even knowing myself, because that's really all I can truly know, and even that is very hard, to know one's self beyond and beneath the stories and the experiences and the labels, right? Like, who are we at our essence? But what even was my point? It's hard to love through all the ups and downs of life when we tend to always bring the story back to our own self. It's very human. It's part of that survival wiring. And so, like, I guess my point was, like, even as knowing myself as someone who, like, really, truly, like, I want to be a good person, and I know I make mistakes every day, and I witness myself as someone who desires to be a good person. I witness myself doing shitty things every day. So, like, yeah, it's hard. It's hard. Like, how are we all gonna, humanity, like, how are we all gonna get on the same page if even like alone by ourselves throughout the day we're like so volatile with our emotions and our feelings, and so quick to jump to like that hate place? I get there very fast in my car. I get to the hate place real fast. And even though my children will never hear me gossip about people, talk about somebody's body or the way that they look, or like, we don't crap talk people in this home, in this family. They don't see that. And yet they do see that, because the level of awareness that I have is not directly yet attached to the consciousness that I have, the consciousness level of, like, because when I get mad and I'm driving, as an example, sticking with that example, very fast I'm calling names and saying things, and it's like, whoa, 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 I othered you. But then if I other someone else, guess what? How am I going to expect that someone else isn't going to other me? And it starts here. I cannot go around and tell anyone, not my children, not my spouse, not my parents. If I had siblings, couldn't tell them, can't tell my friend. It's here. It's like, check yourself. How are you doing at being in the world? That's how we're going to do this. It's not your fault. It's not their fault. It's not my fault. There's no fault. So witness yourself. Where are you being an asshole? How can you do better? I just told you a little bit about where I can. And I know there's a lot more. Okay. Good talk, humanity. Great family meeting. Let's get out there. Wake up.